ever look in the mirror and feel that deep ache in your chest, that burning guilt, that quiet whisper saying you're wasting your life? That's not some random emotion. That's the truth screaming at you. You're not lost. You're just ignoring reality. Stop pretending you're confused. You know exactly what you should be doing, and every second you don't do it, that's a choice. A choice to stay weak, a choice to stay average, a choice to be stupid. Life doesn't owe you understanding. It rewards action. While you scroll endlessly, someone out there is grinding, bleeding, sweating, sacrificing, building the very life you keep dreaming about. The difference? They stopped being stupid. They stopped drowning in excuses and realized that pain is part of the process. Growth is ugly. Discipline is boring. But regret is hell. And if you're not careful, you'll wake up one day trapped in a body you hate, in a life you didn't choose, surrounded by people you settled for, all because you didn't have the guts to stop being stupid. Get up, face the mirror, be ruthless with your excuses. The world doesn't respect potential, it respects results. Excuses are lies you tell yourself to feel better about failure. It's that simple, that raw, that painful. Every time you whisper, I'm tired, I'm too busy, it's not the right time, you're building a wall between you and the life you could have had. You're not just putting things off, you're lying to yourself, covering up fear with comfort, painting cowardice as logic. That lie might feel good in the moment, like a warm blanket protecting you from the cold truth, but deep down, something inside you knows. You know that you had time. You just chose Netflix over growth. You weren't tired. You were unmotivated. You weren't confused. You were scared. Excuses are like poison. Slow, sweet, deadly. They don't kill your body. They kill your spirit. They convince you that average is acceptable, that failure is fate, that you're somehow different from those who succeed, but you're not different. You're just choosing the easy path and trying to make it sound noble. You say, I didn't have the right support. So what? Millions before you had nothing but pain and still made it. You say, I don't have the resources. Then become resourceful. You say it's too late, but the clock never stops and it never goes backward. Life is not waiting for your fear to settle. It's moving fast. And every excuse you make is another step backward while the world surges forward. You think your excuses protect your ego, but all they do is suffocate your potential. The truth is, the reason you're not where you want to be is because of you, your choices, your comfort, your laziness. And yes, it stings. It should sting. That pain you feel when you hear the truth, that's the beginning of change. If you care enough to feel it, then you're still alive inside. But don't waste that spark. Use it. Wake up. Be honest with yourself for once. No filters, no soft talk. Look at what you've done, what you've allowed, what you've become, and ask, is this really the best I've got? If the answer is no, and for most people it is, then stop lying. Stop padding your failure with excuses. Start owning it, because ownership is the first step to power. When you stop blaming the world and start confronting the mirror, everything changes. You stop waiting. You stop wishing. You start working. You start rising. And every time that old excuse creeps in, you crush it with action. The world doesn't owe you success. It doesn't care how you feel, but it will notice when you finally get serious, when you silence the lies and live like someone who refuses to lose. Discipline is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. It's the invisible bridge between where you are and where you want to be. And the truth is, most people never cross it. They stay stuck in the loop of short-term pleasure, trading lifelong fulfillment for 5 minutes of comfort. They say they want success, but they hit snooze every morning. They say they want to be fit, but they reach for junk food at the first sign of stress. They say they want freedom, but they scroll endlessly instead of building something real. That's not ambition. That's addiction to comfort disguised as desire. The thing about discipline is that it never feels good in the moment. It's not supposed to. It's supposed to hurt. It's supposed to stretch you, break you, reshape you, because only through struggle do you grow, and only through sacrifice do you rise. You don't get to have both, the life of your dreams and the ease of doing nothing. You must pick every day, every hour, every decision is a test. Do you want the cheap thrill now or the legacy later? Do you want to feel good today or proud tomorrow? Discipline means saying no when everything in you wants to say yes. It means walking away from the crowd to walk toward greatness. It means doing the reps when nobody's watching. It means showing up tired, working through the boredom, enduring the grind without applause. That's what separates Winners from wishers, not talent, not luck, not motivation, discipline. The people you admire, the ones who seem unstoppable, they weren't born different. They just stopped living by their feelings and started living by their goals. They understood that their future demanded a price, and they were willing to pay it in full. You think it's hard to be disciplined? Try living with regret. Try waking up 10 years from now in the same place, with the same problems, watching someone else live the life you could have had. That's hard. That's pain you can't shake off. But here's the truth. You already have what it takes. You've just been distracted, pulled in 1,000 directions by things that don't matter. Discipline is the art of saying no to the noise. It's training your mind to serve your mission, not your mood. It's remembering that real power doesn't come from what you feel like doing. It comes from doing what's right, no matter how you feel. So the next time you're tempted to quit, to delay, to give in, ask yourself, is this getting me closer to what I want most? If not, walk away, because every act of discipline is a vote for your future. Stack enough votes and one day you'll wake up exactly where you said you'd be. Not because you got lucky, but because you got serious. Nobody is coming to save you. Save yourself or stay stuck. That truth might sting, but it's the most powerful thing you'll ever accept. For most of your life, you've been waiting for someone to notice your potential, waiting for the perfect timing, waiting for a mentor to take your hand, waiting for a break, for some miracle, for life to somehow change on its own. But deep down, you know it's not coming. Nobody is going to pull you from the pit you're in. Nobody is waking up thinking about how to make your life better. Everyone is fighting their own battles, chasing their own dreams, surviving their own chaos. If you keep waiting, you'll die waiting. The harsh reality is that your rescue mission is your responsibility. No one else can live this life for you. No one else can train your body, master your mind, build your business, heal your trauma, or fight your demons. That's on you. You think someone's going to knock on your door and offer you a better life? They won't. You think your pain makes you special? It doesn't. Everyone hurts. Everyone struggles. What separates the weak from the strong is what they do with that pain. You can use it as fuel or let it become your prison. The people who escape the cycle, who climb out of darkness and take control of their story, they're not lucky, they're not gifted. They're just done waiting, done blaming, done hoping. They looked in the mirror and said enough. That's the moment life shifts, when you stop expecting a rescue and start becoming your own hero. Saving yourself means making decisions that hurt now so you can thrive later. It means taking full ownership of every failure, every delay, every lost year, not to beat yourself up, but to take your power back. Because as long as you blame the world, you're giving it control. You're saying, I'm powerless. I'm a victim. I need help. But when you say, this is on me, something changes. You stop being a puppet of your past and become the architect of your future. That kind of ownership is rare, and it's the beginning of freedom. No one's coming to fix your broken habits. No one's going to hand you discipline or motivation or purpose. You build those things alone, in silence, in pain, in repetition. And the beauty is, once you stop looking outward and start fighting inward, you realize you never needed saving. You just needed to remember who you are, what you're capable of when the excuses die and the work begins. So stop sitting in the wreckage waiting for someone to clean it up. Roll up your sleeves, get dirty, get relentless. Because life doesn't reward the ones who wait, it crowns the ones who rise. Save yourself or stay stuck. The choice will always be yours. So now you know the world isn't coming to hold your hand. The universe doesn't owe you understanding. Your pain doesn't make you unique. Your actions do. You've waited